is Crazy Wise Beast. Today we are going to draw an Agumon. Agumon is a Digimon. What is Digimon? Digital monsters. It is a competitor to Pokemon. And Agumon is a mascot. Enough about that. Let us now just start drawing our Agumon. Let's just start with a rough draft of Agumon. We don't have to do full details yet. That will come along later when we do the full coloring of Agumon. Right now, we're just going to do some rough details. It is okay to have some references or maybe some pictures of said character to draw or location. Nothing is wrong on that. If you don't know how to draw it by heart, it's not a problem. You could do it by reference. Let's first start drawing the head of Agumon so we get our idea. Don't worry. We're just gonna do it nice and easy. We're gonna do a little expression of Agumon doing some smiling, a little bit of some gesture here and there. We're gonna also do a little bit of his eyes as well. So that way we know what to do. Now we're gonna draw Agumon's teeth. I believe Agumon roughly has 6 to 8 teeth. Just draw the tongue, kind of like a sloopy heart. You know, like a heart on a slope, like just as a potty or some sort. Make it easy on yourself. And don't go so crazy again, like I said, on the details of any part of said character right now that is Agumon, because we're going to be busy a little bit on that, onto the shading and a little bit of the drawing. And we're just right now starting on Agumon's lower jaw. Pose is going to be slightly Agumon's just in a run. Not in a beginning phase run, he's just somewhat in a run, and we're going to draw him a little bit in motion and action. Once we have drawn somewhat of the arm, then we're gonna go and move on to his belly. He's a child creature at this moment, or right now we're just gonna be trying to figure out how to draw our Agumon boy right here. So now we're just gonna round out a little bit of his belly, and after we had done a little bit of rounding out of his belly, we're gonna start a little bit on his tail, and then we're gonna go onto his left leg. We're gonna imagine he's like just running on, he's putting his weight onto his left leg, and we're going to try drawing some of the musculature on his left leg, so that way we know what to do. And yeah, and let's just do a little bit of his thigh, and after we've done a little bit of his thigh, then we draw his knee. And then we could start drawing a little bit on his other arm. Now we're going to draw Agumon's left arm. You could do how I do it. You kind of have two lines. You could draw his arm a little bit wide and a little ridiculous, because you will have a little bit more harder time later when you draw his arm. What position would you want him to have? Would you want him to like have right up against the belly, like in a regular chopping like action on running, or do you want him to go a little bit closer, a little bit farther back? Maybe right, I forgot, when you're drawing his right leg, you want to draw it like it's like he's pushing off with it, he's just moving on it, and his right leg is being covered by his left leg. You don't want to draw the full right leg. You want to draw somewhere in the middle of the right leg, the left leg is covering it. You want to show some movement, some, action in it, so that way it doesn't look like it's 3D, not just 1D, and it's not interacting in its own environment if you're going to draw it that way. Now we're drawing Agumon's arm. We're just going to make him kind of have a pose, running-ish pose right at the beginning of this first step. We're just starting on his right arm. Try drawing a little bit of Agumon. We're going to draw a little bit of his feet. So that way we get a little bit of foot movement, articulation. We want to decide, and yeah, don't forget about the tail still to draw out. Now that we are done drawing the tail, now we move a little bit. Oh yeah, one more thing, I totally forgot. If you have a hard time seeing a particular color, like I am going to have hard time seeing the color yellow with Agumon, you might want to start with a neon color yellow. Why neon color for me? Because it's a bit more easier on my eyes to see the color yellow. I can't draw yellow things that well. Sometimes I have a harder time seeing the color. If you have a hard time seeing or drawing a particular color, you might want to figure out which of the similar color it is. A brighter color may help you to see it a little bit more easier, or a darker base of the color will help you to see. That way, when you start doing it, you start having it easier. You don't want to have a hard time guessing which color is which when you're trying to draw a character, because it's not that easy when it comes to drawing that character. For the mouth, it's easy. It's just pink. It gets more redder, darker red than it in the mouth. But for Agumon's rest of his body, it's just mostly yellow. His claws will be a variant of grays and whites. His teeth are just white. You could draw a little gray if you want on his teeth. But, yeah, no. Again, when it comes to colors you're having a hard time see, try finding the similar shade of color. So if it's brighter, if it helps you to see easier, then sure. If it's a darker tone of that color, that could help with me having a hard time seeing the color of yellow. Now as we move to draw him in color. And we'll be starting on the eye. Why the eye? Because the eye, in my opinion, is a little bit more important than the rest of the face for Agumon, because that's a little bit more expression. I'll hold a little bit more detail and character hindsight and detail, if you may. And yeah, after we draw in his eye, then we'll slowly work our way on the rest of his body. And after I done drawing our friend here, after I done coloring our friend here, we'll be doing I'll be doing a little bit of the background. You don't have to do the background. You could watch me do the background, or you could listen to me while I'm talking doing the background. First up will be the soccer ball. If you're wondering why there's a soccer ball on drawing, well, Agumon and his friends in the show, Tai, who is a fan of playing soccer. In the show, one of his dreams was he wanted to become a soccer player. So that is why I'm trying to attempt to draw a soccer ball. And after we have done drawing the said soccer, well, after I had tried my first attempt at drawing a soccer ball, we'll be moving on to the grass. First, go with your lighter colors of the grass, which will be a lighter color of yellow to a lighter shade of green, and then draw the lighter shade of green in waves, so that way you could see how to draw, where to draw your grass a little bit more sporadically, in my opinion. I use it as a little pattern for myself to judge off. I'll change the pattern as I go along with this. There'll be some things I'll add, there will be some things I won't add on the grassy field. But generally, I'm just going to be messing around with some grass to just draw. For grass, you're just going to have to go with quick streaks. Because you want to make the grass quick and a little bit fast. Because if you're drawing slow and steady with grass, even with felt pens, that's gonna take a long time to finish. So what you want to do is you just want to go quick streak and repeat the same method again with different shades of green. and what the action's gonna be like. Also, don't forget, this is a fan art. This is gonna be more leeway for you. Don't take my words serious when I say this, but whenever you are doing your fan art, experiment. Don't go 100% final product on your fan art because you're doing an experiment. Your fan art is technically an experimental piece. You want to see what you can and what you can't do with said material, with said out material. You don't want to go in 100% and screw up with your piece and the cloudy sky ish. Draw your clouds, put a variant different shades of gray with some blue, not too much blue, like a shade of blue. It's got you soaring between baby blue to really whitish blue. After you have done that, do a little bit of the coloring, the outlining. The reason why I never made the clouds in the original background is because I didn't know if I wanted to put clouds and how many I want to put those clouds in. Clouds, yeah, maximum 3 clouds. That way, it'll be easy on me, and I don't have to get super bored. And the sky, why am I drawing it like this way? Because I want to just switch it up, and I'm starting to get bored of drawing everything same as same. That is a sky and various different types of colors of blues that are available to me right now at this moment that I could use more appropriately. After I'm done drawing the shades of blue, I'm just going to put some dots here and there. Why? Just to make it a little interesting for myself. Just to test it out. And yeah, I'll let you guys go from there. Enjoy!